we kind of made a name for. Well, my uncles and them, they made a name for themselves in East New York. Like my uncle King Tut. Y'all do y'all Googles, y'all know who King Tut is. He an infamous nigga from East New York.
Walter King Tut Johnson, the alleged gunman in 2Pac's Quad Studio shooting, released from prison. The alleged gunman in the infamous 1994 shooting of 2Pac at the New York's Quad Studios has been released from prison after serving 27 years behind bars. According to the New York Times, Walter King Tut Johnson, 61, was released from prison after the same judge that initially handed him 5 life sentences came to the belief that Johnson had paid his debt to society. Frederick Block, the presiding judge when Johnson was sentenced in 1997 on robbery charges, says that sentencing Johnson to mandatory life in prison under the 3 strikes law was excessive in hindsight. Judge Block wrote in his decision to release Johnson, "I now believe that my sentences, though lawfully rendered, were excessively harsh." Walter King Tut Johnson is widely believed to be one of the gunmen who shot 2Pac Shakur in 1994 during a robbery attempt at Quad Studios in Manhattan. Shakur himself would implicate Johnson as well as fellow Brooklyn gangsters Haitian Jack and Jimmy Henchman of conspiring against him.
On November 30th, 1994, the iconic rapper 2Pac Shakur faced a harrowing attack in the lobby of Quad Recording Studios in Manhattan. As 2Pac was about to enter the studio, he was confronted by 3 armed men demanding his jewelry and cash. Despite initially resisting, 2Pac was shot 5 times and robbed of approximately $40,000 worth of jewelry. 2Pac suspected that the attack was orchestrated by individuals in the music industry, including those close to Sean Puffy Combs and the notorious B.I.G., but he also harbored suspicions towards Haitian Jack and others he once considered friends. At the time, 2Pac was going through a rough patch with some sexual abuse allegations and needed some cash. Jimmy Henchman supposedly offered him $7,000 to collab on a song with his artist Lil Sean. 2Pac, desperate for some dough, went to Quad Studios with a friend of his, Stretch, and a few other guys. Interestingly enough, Puff Daddy and Biggie were also there that night.
2Pac was there to get robbed. He owed Jimmy Henchman some money. He was refusing to pay Jimmy Henchman the money, so Jimmy Henchman said he could work it off by doing an album, by doing a song with Little Sean or whatever. Puff was there to spy on Big. You understand? What did Little C say? I didn't even know Puff was in the studio. So how they could see 2Pac out the window coming in the building, but they don't know Puff is there in the studio. They go see Jimmy Henchman. What do Jimmy Henchman tell him? Andre Harrell can't stand 2Pac. Puff can't stand 2Pac. What do you think the conversation with Jimmy Henchman and Andre Harrell and Puff in that office when they know 2Pac is coming up there? What do you think the conversation is? Hold that thought. I'm about to straighten this out. He gonna stop talking reckless to me and end up Pac getting shot like that.
James Rosemond, better known as Jimmy Henchman, is a former music executive and manager who played a significant role in the hip-hop industry. Born in Brooklyn, New York, Rosemond rose to prominence in the 1990s as the founder of Czar Entertainment. Despite his success in the music business, Rosemond's career has been marred by criminal activities and legal troubles. Jimmy Henchman's motive for orchestrating the attack on 2Pac Shakur at Quad Studios is believed to be multifaceted, involving a mix of financial gain, power dynamics, and personal grudges within the hip-hop industry.
Well, tell me what happened at the recording studios in Times Square.
I got shot 5 times. I walked in, some dudes walked in and shot me up, took some jewelry.
Do you know who shot you? No. Is that a no or is that a maybe?
No.
Haitian Jack, real name Jacques Agnant, was a well-known figure in the music industry. 2Pac first met Henchman through Jack. Despite Biggie's warnings to stay away from him, 2Pac got involved with him. This relationship eventually led to trouble, as it was reported that Jack was involved in setting up 2Pac for a previous sexual assault case. Some people believe that Jack played a role in the attack at Quad Studios, possibly in order to further manipulate and control 2Pac.
I was getting a page from this guy, telling me that he wanted me to rap on the record, and he'd been asking me for a while to rap on the record because it's gonna be a song with me and Big and all this. He said, we need you, whoop-de-whoop. I said, all right, you give me 7 G's and I'll do the song. Got lost looking for the studio in Manhattan because we got there, parked the car in the garage. We walking up to the building. somebody screamed from up atop of the studio, and it's Lil Caesar. He's like Biggie's, side man. Right? That's my homeboy. I've been knowing him since before they came out. So as soon as I saw him, all my inhibitions about, this could be a setup was relaxed.
Dexter Isaac, a career criminal, confessed in 2011 to being one of the men who ambushed Tupac at Quad Studios. He claimed that he was hired by Jimmy Henchman to carry out the attack. Isaac revealed that Henchman paid him $2,500 to rob Tupac and let him keep most of the jewelry, except for one ring Henchman wanted. Isaac also claimed that Stretch helped set up Tupac, receiving a quarter brick of cocaine from Henchman in return.
Did you or did you not have anything to do with him being robbed or shot at Quad Studios in 1994?
Absolutely never even knew about it, never heard about it before, afterwards, had nothing to do.
Tupac opened up about the incident in a 1995 interview with Vibe magazine, and his words were nothing short of explosive. In the interview, Tupac expressed his suspicions and anger. He felt betrayed by those he considered friends and pointed fingers at specific individuals in the industry. I felt like I was being set up by Biggie, Puffy, and Andre Harrell, and all these other people. I called my girlfriend and I was like, yo, I just got shot. Call my mother and tell her. Nobody approached me. I noticed that nobody would look at me. Andre Harrell wouldn't look at me. I had been going to dinner with him the last few days. He had invited me to the set of New York undercover, telling me he was going to get me a job. Puffy was standing back too. I knew Puffy. He knew how much stuff I had done for Biggie before he came out.
As far as that Vibe interview, just read everything over and read my reply, read their reply, read what people say. Everybody that was there knows what happened.
Pac's accusations didn't go unanswered. Biggie Smalls and Puffy were quick to respond to Tupac's claims.
I also understand that if you was to get shot 5 times, your mind is just completely spinning, you know what I'm saying? You're real confused about your situation. So it'll cause you to say things that you really don't mean.
Just the total opposite. As soon as he came out, everybody ran towards him. It was nothing but love and concern.
Tupac didn't stop at interviews. He took to his music to air his grievances and call out his attackers directly. In his posthumous album, The Don Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory, the track Against All Odds stands out for its raw and unfiltered accusations.
The payback Jimmy Henchman in due time. Puffy getting robbed like a to hide that fact. A real live tale about a snitch named Haitian Jack.
Walter King Tut Johnson was another figure implicated in the Quad Studios attack. Known for his violent reputation, King Tut was alleged to have been one of the gunmen. Tupac's cousin, William Lesane, has spoken about the attack, asserting that King Tut was indeed involved and highlighting the fear and paranoia that surrounded Tupac after the incident. Lesane's statements lend credibility to the theory that King Tut was one of the primary assailants.
Says, yeah, he just came home, and he the one that shot Tupac.
Wow.
Right? He didn't know Tupac was my cousin, the guy that's telling me this. He didn't know I was related to Tupac.
Okay.
He's just saying, yeah, because it was just on the news. He's the one that shot Tupac. Yeah.
King Tut, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
King Tut.
Right.
Yeah. He was known as King Tut, too.
Okay.
Tupac had people both inside and outside of prison feeding him information about who could possibly be linked to the attack. Despite this, nobody was ever arrested for the shooting. While in prison, Tupac heard numerous rumors and stories about the incident, most of which pointed to well-known New York stick-up guys, including King Tut. On August 15, 1995, Tupac wrote a letter to his ex-girlfriend, Desiree Smith, from prison. In this letter, Tupac named the individuals he believed were behind the Quad Studios shooting, including Haitian Jack, King Tut, and Jimmy Henchman. He ended the letter with a haunting warning: be careful. The Walking Dead. Randy Stretch Walker was more than just a friend to Tupac. He was a trusted ally and collaborator. However, according to Dexter Isaac, a self-confessed shooter involved in the incident, Stretch played a pivotal role in setting up the attack on Tupac.
So that day that shit happened, November 30th, 1994, it wasn't just Tupac and Freddie Nichols. Stretch was with them too?
Stretch was with them too, yeah. Stretch set the whole shit up. He was in cahoots. He was giving us play-by-play where they was at. On their way there, he was in communication with Jimmy and shit. Jimmy promised them to Big Aches and shit.
Stretch was in communication with Jimmy Henchman, providing real-time updates on Tupac's movements. Henchman paid Stretch $2,500 to orchestrate the attack.
When Pop first got shot, I remember he was on, I said it before, when he was on Jazzman, a guy couch And Big Stretch came to me. When he came and said, Jimmy Hinchman said, you don't want to go to war because you don't got your money right. And I'm looking like him. I'm the only one that said, how do a friend bring this message to a friend? Like,
Stretch was killed on November 30th, 1995, exactly 1 year after the Quad Studios shooting.
I would tell each and every person out there, don't forget about that clicking up thing, you know what I mean? Be to yourself. Stay to yourself. Trust nobody. Trust nobody. After dog. You know what I mean? Straight up. My closest friends did me in. My closest friends, my homies, people who I done took care of their whole family. I done took care of everything for them, looked out for them, put them in the game, everything. Turned on me. Fear is stronger than love. Remember that. Fear is stronger than love. All the love I gave didn't mean nothing when it came to fear. So it's all good. But I'm a soldier. I always survive. I'll constantly come back. You know what I mean? Only thing that can kill me is death. That's the only thing that'll ever stop me is death. And even then, my music will live forever.
Dexter Isaac is the only person to date who has stepped forward and confessed to being one of the three assailants. He also claimed that King Tut had nothing to do with the robbery, even confronting Toot about it in front of a large group of people. Tut, who allegedly boasted about the attack, was reportedly speechless during this confrontation. However, some claim that King Tut never actually admitted to the shooting and always denied his involvement. 2Pac's accusations fueled the already burning flames of the East Coast-West Coast rivalry. His distrust and animosity towards those he once considered allies deepened, forever altering the landscape of hip-hop.
What it do, my people? I'm Sean Devine, and I'm from East New York, Brooklyn. I've been hearing the name Tut since I was a teenager. His name rung bells. Now Walter King Tut Johnson is using his wisdom and strength to help at-risk youth. Salute to his wife, Queen Mac Mama, aka Coach Coco.
I think that the people who have read a lot of the things that I've done in my past, or probably heard stories from some of the people that I've done things with, or unfortunately from victims. I think that people have a right to feel the way they feel. You know, I'm no angel. I was raised in the Brooklyn streets, and I made some terrible decisions to become a bad guy. And in becoming a bad guy, I honestly didn't know exactly what it all would entail. And before I realized it, I think I was in a little too deep. So to anybody that I've ever victimized in the past, or anybody, family members who have been victimized by me, or people that's affiliated or associated with me, I would like to say sorry. I really, really apologize for my actions when I was in my state of ignorance. And next, I'm not used to being a guy who's in the face of the people. You know, I lived a bad life and a criminal lifestyle, so I had to move somewhat in silence and do everything in my power to be shrouded, you know? But now that I've changed up, even though I don't want to be on this forum in this manner, because, you know, when I was incarcerated and I started building myself up, I didn't do it just for recognition or any type of reward. I did it because I felt that it was the right thing to do. And when a person starts doing what's right, you gotta learn to do it just because it's right. You know, a lot of us guys, we come home and we think that if I clean up my act, people should be happy, people should be proud, people should reward me. No, doing the right thing is supposed to be a normal thing that you do every day. But today, being normal, for us, we want someone to reward us for being nice, being kind, being generous, being respectful, and that's not how it is. So even though I'm uncomfortable doing what I'm doing, it's something that I've been doing while I was incarcerated. And you know, I just made a a promise to myself, to my mom, to my wife, to my family, and to friends, and to people that are harmed, that I would never go back to being the bum that I was in the past. And I'm gonna be committed to that. You know, it's not an easy thing because so many people love you when you're in that state of arrogance, in that state of ignorance, and in that state where you feel that you don't owe anybody anything. But I realize that I do owe a lot. I owe a great deal. So I'm doing everything in my power to pay it forward.
OGs such as Tut make the changes that he's made. He's not only setting the example for the youth, but guys his age who don't want to hold on to a street reputation or a street legacy that don't benefit them anywhere other than to continue to remain fed in urban communities. So I salute Tut for having remorse for his victims and apologizing for his acts that he committed before he got his life together. I'm Sean Devine. Like, comment, subscribe if you appreciate the content. Salute.
SS and Co TV.
SS and Co TV, the channel for your eyes and your ears.